and let us all do we can to build a better future.
So, this has to do with the aftermath of what we saw last week, where Nina Turner made the outrageous claim that Jimmy Dore is a racist. Now, if you're going to make a claim like that, and I've talked about this on the live stream, you need to have proof, evidence. Show the proof that that Jimmy has done this, that he's taken right-wing money, that he's spouting anti-black propaganda, that he is racist, that he's doing all this stuff. Show the evidence. Because last I checked, Jimmy has had a lot of outstanding guests on the show, a lot of activists, organizers, progressives, people that speak truth to power, and Nina Turner has been a guest on the Jimmy Dore show numerous times, even said that she admired him from afar. Which, again, it's pretty sad that she posted that statement on social media, because as soon as she did that, it opened the floodgates for, well, all the vote blue no matter who people and anyone that was against forced to vote to jump on it. And like typical houseflies, TYT, in their infinite wisdom, decides to jump on board as well and start smearing Jimmy Dore, even though they fail all the time. And it's just really sad to see what was once a good outlet, I use that in quotations, go down this route. But then again, were it not for people like Joe, who were able to put together this wonderful collage of videos, I think it's only fair all of you get entertained by seeing how TYT constantly falls face first onto the ground whenever they try to go after Jimmy Dore. I guess Jimmy Dore was right. Thank God for giving me dumb enemies. So let's play this video of TYT failing as always.
Off the bat.
Because all of you, why don't you go kiss the ass of a politician today?
And this story has to do with Nina Turner and ridiculous people attacking her. But then there are people who literally just spend their time going on Twitter, accusing people of things they haven't done, causing all this drama, and then they spend all of their time just talking about the drama and reading tweets on their show. I don't know what to say.
They said Aaron Mate yelled at me. And so
Aaron Mate lied. Aaron Mate. Everyone cares what Aaron Mate has to say, right?
Okay.
The guy who denies that Syrian children were killed with chemical attacks. Yeah.
And
fuck
gets
Aaron
paid by
Mate.
the-
Yeah, fuck you.
Gets
Anyway,
paid
let's
by the
move on.
Russians.
Let's end the freaking pod. I can't.
Okay, see, that's what happens.
I can't stand.
You just
I
saw
can't
it.
stand that guy, and I can't stand the very intentional disinformation they put out there in regard to disgusting dictators around the world. The very people they seem to be working for, to be quite honest with you.
This is what Caitlin Johnstone says.
let's pause
Jen Canana's seen.
So in that earlier part of the video, I mean, obviously that's TYT once again going after Aaron Mate. It's an older clip from last year, but it's important to note that whenever you've ever spoken out against the neoliberal establishment, question the Democratic Party as a whole, or is it that question maybe a progressive lawmaker? Well, TYT is usually quick to go to bat for said Democratic Party or carry water for the Congressional Progressive Caucus, even though the Congressional Progressive Caucus, what's interesting to point out about the CPC, Congressional Progressive Caucus, and I wonder if TYT will ever really look into it further. They did not endorse Nina Turner. In fact, not once but twice the Democratic Party really screwed over Nina Turner's campaign. And the Congressional Progressive Caucus was nowhere to be seen. Now, the thing is, TYT is always quick to tell everyone, hey, we got to vote Democrat. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. We got to stand up against Trump and the Republicans. But the thing is, Aaron Mate, Max Blumenthal, the entire team at the Gray Zone, Mint Press News, Jimmy Dore, and so many others have been speaking truth to power and really calling out not only the GOP, but rightfully so, the Democratic Party, because TYT is not going to do that. But again, they're always quick to come up with a lie or a smear of a person. They've been trying to go after Jimmy Dore for so long. It's so pathetic. It's ridiculous. And every time they take a swing, they always end up smacking themselves in the mouth. Let's play the rest of the video.
seem to be running a human trafficking ring out of the TYT office. I have no evidence for this. It just seems that way to me. This is a perfectly legitimate thing for me to do. I get to have an opinion.
And in that regard, I give you Jimmy Dore, one of the laziest, untalented people literally on the planet.
Pause right
We
here.
know who you are. You probably
Hey, he's from Chicago. Pothead comedian. All right, get it right, Anna. There you go. And plus, hey, Chicago supports Chicago, all right? We're right there smoking weed right with Jimmy Dore all the way. So let's play the rest of the video.
get paid by NATO to go interview war criminals, don't you? You probably took $20 million from fucking Jeffrey Katzenberg to go gaslight people that Medicare for All is a bad idea right now.
And then they spend all of their time just talking about the drama and reading tweets on their show. And finally, Nina Turner responds to that by saying, let me be clear, Jimmy Dore repackages anti-blackness and right-wing talking points and sells it in a way that some leftists are willing to buy, very few, by the way. He has used right-wing talking points against me multiple times and even defended Rittenhouse. He makes millions doing it.
Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks, quote, I was wrong. Young Turks Kasparian admits she bought into false Rittenhouse narrative. Mad respect.
But I was wrong about that.
Interesting. You know, Nina Turner tweets that out. And of course, Anna's saying, too, that, hey, TYT, we just don't read tweets. That's what Jimmy Dore does. They're reading the tweets all the time. I also want to bring up a super chat that we got from Mahmoud Randi, who says, I used to think TYT deceptively editing a video to smear Aaron Mate was the lowest thing I ever saw in fake lefty media. Nina Turner easily surpassed them. The Dems are no longer the lesser of two evils. I also want to bring up one other thing here, too. Look. We've had Jimmy Dore on the show numerous times. Jimmy Dore has always been talking about progressive issues, helping out working class citizens, and more importantly, speaking truth to power. If you're going to be making these smears and statements about somebody, show proof, show evidence. Don't waste our time. Don't waste our time with all this BS, but that's something that TYT likes to do. And remember, when they screw up, as we saw that recent video right there, if we can actually pull up that video and just go back just a little bit, you know, Anna is just saying, hey, she was wrong about Rittenhouse. It's interesting. I wonder if Nina Turner is going to call out Anna Kasparian about all of that. Let's play the rest of the video.
He used right-wing talking points against me multiple times and even defended Rittenhouse. He makes millions doing it.
Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks, quote, I was wrong. Young Turks Kasparian admits she bought into false Rittenhouse narrative. Mad respect.
But I was wrong about that. Okay, so I want to correct the record. I was, in fact, wrong about that. Remember, it was Jimmy Dore who called for an alliance with the freaking Boogaloo Boys. That's what he called for. The Boogaloo Boys, who have this, I don't know if they still do, but their whole strategy was to infiltrate black organizations and Black Lives Matter to start a what? A race war. So yeah, he wants an alliance with them.
You're anti-war, you're for peace, you're against racism, you're against police brutality. What else? What would be some other big things?
Pro-sex work, decriminalization, legalize all drugs, end all the wars, close the ICE detainment camps. Pretty much our core foundation is if you're not a bigoted piece of shit and you understand that both parties are the problem and you're willing to do something about it and you're willing to get out in the streets and you're willing to make your voice heard, you're welcome. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you do.
You don't hate the gays?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I was told that.
Matter of fact, I'm not the most straight man myself. So
yeah, he wants an alliance with them.
You could even do hashtag Nina was right. All of you, why don't you go kiss the ass of a politician today?
Go fuck yourself in the ass with a pine tree.
And she's pointing out the irony and the hypocrisy.
Right you know, it's so sad, really, when you look at Nina's campaign, not once but twice, it failed to do any kind of real movement. And it failed to really gain any kind of traction because the Democratic Party did everything that they could smear her and also bully the Congressional Progressive Caucus to not endorse her, especially the last time around. It's also interesting to point out that Cenk was also, and let's be clear, was wrongly attacked by the Democratic Party. I know there's a lot of people who are saying, oh, well, it's justice deserved. But look, the Democratic Party smeared Cenk Uygur, made his campaign look bad, and even caused Bernie to unendorse him. And these are the same outlets, the same people who tell us vote blue no matter who. I'm not going to be a sucker and vote Democrat, and I'm sure as hell I'm not going to vote Republican. Because a two-party system, they work together, and they only favor their constituents, which are the top 1%. hedge fund managers, Wall Street, big banks. So in other words, who's been more authentic? Who's been real with people and calling out the hypocrisy of the two-party system? TYT or Jimmy Dore? I'm going to say it's been Jimmy Dore because TYT has yet to learn its lesson about going to bed with the Democratic Party, but maybe they like being screwed over because remember, they did get $20 million in Katzenberg cash. And then they also raised, $2 million for that investigative journalist team, that 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Did we ever find out what happened to that $2 million? Probably not. Let's play the rest of it.
So, all of you, why don't you go kiss the ass of a politician today? I've said this before. I think Mitch McConnell is probably the best politician of my lifetime. All of you, why don't you go kiss the ass of a politician today?
Part of what he's doing there is he's protecting Donald Trump. So he's saying, oh no, the FBI, everything the FBI does is bad. So them going after Donald Trump, then by definition is bad. Remember, Donald Trump good and must be protected.
Go fuck yourself in the ass with a pine tree. So that's the state committing violence on people. So he could do a photo op, not because not for people's safety, not to make things safe, not to restore order, not to protect businesses, not to nothing. Just so Trump could go do a photo op.
Let's be clear, he's a right-winger. He is.
100%.
Right-winger
If you're a
for hire.
left-winger who still thinks Jimmy Dore is on the left, when he never criticizes Trump, Tucker Carlson, anyone in the right wing, never, ever, ever does it.
He had the police assault people. That's what they're doing. What the fuck do you call this? He had them tear gas people, beat the shit out of them. So the cops show up and that's what's called a police riot. Look at them, they're pushing people over. They're just beating the shit out of people. That's what Trump did. And if you're a Trumper, your guy's a fucking pussy and a bully. Bullies are always pussies.
I don't criticize Democrats because I favor Republicans. I criticize Democrats because they favor Republicans.
There you go. Jimmy reacting to Jimmy. So at the end of the day, what can we take from all this? Well, as always, again, TYT's hypocrisy is always ongoing. It's really embarrassing to see how they keep on letting this happen to themselves over and over again. But the reason why we got to play this video, and the reason why I wanted to cover this segment, is because, number one, if there's going to be a future for independent media, it cannot be attached to hero-worshipping politicians or any political party. You got to break away from it. You have to criticize said politicians, but also, more importantly, follow through with the promise of raising a ruckus. We cannot forget what happened with Force the Vote. Because remember, there was that small window where Cenk, Sammy Boy Cedar, and a few others were all on board for supporting Force the Vote, only then to somehow backpedal quickly away and say it was a bad idea, even though it is a legitimate tactic that can be done, and that there was no way in hell that McCarthy was going to replace Nancy as Speaker of the House. And at the height of a pandemic, when it came time to really fight for Medicare for all, to really fight for, the people to have health care, there were people telling all of us to keep calm, keep your powder dry, take it easy, and we could push Nancy and the Democrats to the left, and we could use our capital. How's that working out? Especially with Nancy being Speaker of the House, where she almost instigated a full-on conflict between the United States and China by flying all the way to Taiwan, or also doing nothing when Roe v. Wade died under a Democratic administration. The same Nancy Pelosi, who's also, again, doing a whole lot of insider trading and earning a huge amount of profit. But yeah, TYT, keep on going to bat. And as for the final segment with Nina Turner calling Jimmy Dore a racist, prove it, show evidence, because right now, that just seems like somebody else tweeted that out for you, or you told them to tweet that out. That doesn't make any sense, and it is an insult and a lie. Simple as that.